Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I won't keep singing because I know I don't have that good of a voice. So, yesterday was my birthday, and here is my cake, which really isn't a cake, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. I turned 31, and my hubby got me this beautiful earrings and this necklace. I don't know if you guys remember, but I always had one that was very similar to this. So this is like the new and improved one. So I just wanted to do an update because it's been a while since I talked about actual weight loss stuff or weight loss surgery or weight maintenance, because after I had my skin removed, my excess skin removed, that's all I've been talking about for a while. So I'm going to fill you in on me. Like I mentioned, I had my weight loss surgery about 3.5 years ago. I pretty much stopped losing around the 6-month mark. I was really close to the goal I had set for myself, so I figured that was good. And for like the last 2.5 to 3 years, I've been maintaining at 155 pounds. After I had my excess skin removed, I was maintaining around 151 pounds. And now these last couple weeks, I've been getting into things that I would prefer not to eat. Lots of, my dog just decided to come in the room. Lots of sugary stuff like cookies and cupcakes and eating out at restaurants and whatever. So that stuff worked its way back into my diet. And I topped out when I decided to get back on track around 157. And that's pretty much, I think the highest that I've hit is probably 157, 158. Oh, my dog's going after my quasi cake here. So anywho, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so when I hit 157, I was like, all right, I gotta stay on track. So what I decided to do is I track once in a while on a website called Fat Secret. And it helps you see, you just enter your food and it'll tell you like how many carbs and sugar and fat and all that good stuff. There's no specific number that I aim for, but I like to track maybe once a month or once every other month just to see where I'm at. And I was just floored by the amount of sugar that I was eating. I think on the first day I had 80 grams of sugar. And I looked it up online, and 4.2 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon. So when you do the math, I ate around 19 or 20 teaspoons of sugar in one day. That's a lot. And then I looked up how many people are supposed to eat, and for women, they recommend 6 teaspoons, no more than 6 teaspoons of sugar per day, which is around 25 grams. And I was eating 80. And I think the next day I ate 90, and the next day I ate like 70. So I wasn't really trying to be really strict with myself. I was just trying to track and see where I was at and kind of get a little bit more on track. And not to make any excuses, but I think part of the reason that I got off is it's kind of like once I start eating those foods, I crave them. So that's one problem. And the other one is that I had like a little problem in my kitchen, and that was that I set it on fire. So that's not good. And that kind of dismotivated me from wanting to go in there and cook things. So we've been going out to eat a little bit more often than I would like. So a word to the wise, don't store pots and pans in your stove, because you might forget it when you turn it on to preheat it, and then things melt and catch on fire, and that's really a big mess. So that's what happened to me. But the fire wasn't too big. But I'm kind of scared to use my oven now because of all the smoke and stuff that was in there. So anyways, what was I talking about again? I'm all over the place today. So I started to get back on track. I was really surprised at the amount of sugar I ate. And the reason that I made this particular cake, which is actually an energy bar, is because I know for myself that I do have those sweet cravings, but I have to have good options for myself. Sometimes fruit will fulfill it, but sometimes it's more of like a chocolate that I need. Sometimes a protein shake or a protein bar can fulfill it. But because I'd been eating so much sugar, I needed something that was a little more sweet, but yet, my silly dog, but yet that it was still good for me. So I made these, which were, where is it at? It has peanut butter, coconut oil, almonds, pecans, cocoa powder, flaxseed, a little bit of honey, lots of stuff that's actually semi-good for you. So that was my cake. That's what I've been turning to these last couple of days when I need something sweet to fit my craving. And I already went from 157 to 154. And I guess that's one thing that's different now is like, I don't freak out when the scale goes up. I just realize like, okay, I kind of need to do what I'm supposed to be doing. I kind of need to eat how I would like to be eating. And I feel bad for people that are this far out that they're still like freaking out over the scale and they still are on this quest to lose weight. Because I feel like after a while, you just have to be, more relaxed with yourself and allow yourself to live and kind of know where your parameters were. And I kind of hit the top of a parameter that I have, which is around 157. And I think 151 is good for me. Technically, that's like 6 pounds overweight according to the BMI scale, but my body seems to be comfortable there, and I don't have to put in any extra effort to maintain that. With that said, people are always on these crazy exercise kicks, so I just wanted to kind of give my opinion of exercising. It's been almost 6 months since my excess skin was removed, and at first I couldn't work out, and after a while I just kind of didn't necessarily want to start working out too early. So I have actually only worked out in the past 6 months. I think I went to 6 Zumba classes, and I still am maintaining my weight. So what that means is that diet is way more important than exercise. You can't go and work out like a crazy person in the gym to make up for something you've eaten. It doesn't work that way. You have to eat well, and the gym is only to complement, to tone, to help your cardiovascular, to maybe burn a few extra calories, but really what you're doing in the kitchen is the important part. And that is just completely reflected by the fact that, without exercise, I've been maintaining my weight, and the second I added more sugar back in, the scale started to go up. So, huge connection between weight and what you're eating. So, not to say exercise isn't important, it is important, but what's more important is what's going into your mouth. So, I guess that's all for now. Thank you guys for tuning in, and everything's pretty good with my excess skin removal. When I first started doing the Zumba classes, I would have like a lot of tingling around my incision, especially like in my flank area. But now really the only thing that I notice different is I'm not as flexible as I used to be. I definitely I have my range of motion back on my arms. I can bend down almost as far as I could before, but like when I'm doing like a side stretch like that way, I definitely can't bend like I used to. And I do get a little bit of a weird sensation, but overall everything's healed pretty well. I'm going to try to make it out to Dr. Aga for a checkup around the 6-month mark if I can get some money for an airline ticket. So, anywho, thank you guys for watching. Have an awesome weekend, whatever time of day you're watching this. And if I don't post before then, have a great Thanksgiving. And remember that you should always be on track with your eating, and don't say things like, oh, after the holidays or after my birthday or after the new year. Like, you should just do what you're supposed to be doing all the time, because there's always an excuse that's going to throw you off track. Like, I could have let my birthday just totally throw me off and been like, oh, it's my birthday. And then in a couple weeks I could be like, oh, it's Thanksgiving. And then in a couple weeks, oh, it's Christmas and New Year's, I'll do it in the new year. There's always something that's going to push off you eating well. So you just have to decide that that is your way of life, and it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, that is the one thing that you can control is what you eat. And it can be hard at times, but you do have it in your power. So anywho, I think I said goodbye already, but goodbye again.